What's going on, people, and welcome back to the channel. So today I thought I'd go through my predictions for the Copa America, which starts at the end of this month, and who I think will go through as group winners and runners up into the next stage. So we got groups A to D, so I'm going to start with Group A. Argentina, Peru, Chile and Canada. I've gone for Argentina to finish top. Argentina, the reigning Copa America champions, the world champions. I'm doing pretty well in qualifying for the World Cup. You know, look at Argentina's squads. Messi is probably his last tournament. McAllister, Fernandez, Martinez as well. You know, they got so much quality. You have to put them top. They're the best team in this group. So, yeah, Argentina finished top. Then it was a tough one because between Chile and Peru. But I've just gone for Chile, mainly because Ricardo Gareca is the manager of the Chilean national team. Used to manage Peru. Done a decent job with Peru when he was there. But yeah, he's the manager of Chile now. You know, Chile not doing great in qualifying. But they had a really close game with France recently in a friendly. They only lost 3-2. They seem to do quite well in Copa Americas for some reason, Chile. They're still relying on the usual suspects like Sanchez. Alexis Sanchez is still their best player. Even though he is getting on, it's probably his last tournament as well. He is getting on in age now. Vargas as well. So they got really good. They got decent quality. I think they're the second best team in this group. So yeah, I've gone for Chile to finish second. I've gone for Peru to finish third. I think Chile have a little bit more quality, so that's why I've gone for Peru in third. And the fact Gareca is the manager of Chile. Yeah, Peru are not doing great in qualifying. They've lost every single game, basically, and they're not having a great time in qualifying for the World Cup. But Copa Americas, again, they do seem to do well. They seem to make it. They made it to semi-finals on quite a few occasions of this tournament. I think they're better than Canada. So, yeah, I've gone for Peru to finish third. I think Guerrero still plays for them. Again, he's probably his last one, getting on in age. But, yeah, gone for Peru to finish third. And then I've gone for Canada to finish fourth. Canada, you know what? A turnaround. You know, they were the best team in CONCACAF before the World Cup. Obviously, they beat the USA and they beat Mexico. Played really well against Belgium in that opening game with the World Cup. But they did go out in the group. They lost that game to Belgium and they should have beat Belgium, in my opinion. They have got decent players, like Junior Hoylett plays for Canada, the former Blackburn player, Buchanan as well. You know, they have got some decent players who plays in Europe, Buchanan as well. Alistair Johnson, who plays for Celtic, Jonathan David and obviously Alphonso Davies as well. You know, probably their two best players, the ones who are well known, who we all know. But yeah, I just think Canada, they're really lucky to be here. You know, they really struggled to beat Trinidad and Tobago to get to this tournament. Like I said, they've fallen off a cliff since the World Cup. It's not been the same. Obviously, Herman left the job. They brought in Jesse Marsh. There's been problems with the federation of the Canadian national team. And yeah, I just don't think Jesse Marsh is the right choice to be the Canadian national team manager. And yeah, that's why I think Canada will finish fourth. Even though they have got Alphonso Davies and Jonathan David, arguably probably behind Argentina, the two best players in this group in terms of squads. They're probably behind all the Argentinian players in terms of best quality, in terms of individuals. But yeah, I've gone for Canada to finish fourth. I just think that they'll lose to Chile. And I think they'll draw Peru, and then I think in the opening game they got Argentina. I can't see them beating Argentina. So yeah, I've gone for Canada to finish fourth. Group B is Mexico, Ecuador, Venezuela, and Jamaica. I've gone for a surprise here. I've gone for Ecuador to finish top. Ecuador playing really well in World Cup qualifying. I think they're fifth in World Cup qualifying. Manager's doing a decent job there. They play a really good style of football. Ecuador, I think they're the strongest team in this group, which is surprising because you think Mexico possibly be the best team, but Mexico have fallen off a cliff recently. I'll get onto them in a second. But yeah, I think Ecuador will beat Mexico, and that's why I think they'll beat Venezuela and they'll beat Jamaica, and that's why I've gone for them to finish top. I think Ecuador might be a surprise package. I don't think they'll win it, but I think they'll be a surprise package. So yeah, Ecuador to finish top. Mexico, even though they've they're going through a bad spell at the moment. They're no longer the best team in CONCACAF. You know, they've been the best team for years and years and years. But, you know, their generation of, like, Alvarez, Hernandez, you know, Ochoa is still the goalkeeper. You know, he's in his 40s now. They're all getting on now. You know, it's probably going to be their last tournament for a lot of them. They have lost their way. You know, look, they're not the best team in CONCACAF. You know, they were beaten by Canada last year before the World Cup. And they were getting victories over the USA when they were the best team. But the USA have turned it around. Now they're the best team in CONCACAF. So, yeah, Mexico are going through a bad spell. But, yeah, Mexico, I think they're the second best team in this group. So, and I think they'll just do enough, just about. So, yeah, I've gone for them to finish second. But don't rule out Venezuela to possibly get second. You know, Venezuela, decent in qualifying. You know, Rondon is their best player. Normally struggling well at qualifying. Along with Bolivia, they're the whipping boys. But they have proven to be stubborn opponents so far. But, yeah, Rondon might have an impact. But, yeah, I just think Mexico have a few more quality players. So, yeah, Venezuela's finished third. And then Jamaica. Again, Jamaica were going through a decent spell recently for the World Cup. You know, they could have beaten the USA recently. But they have fallen off. But Jamaica's a 50-50 team. You know, a lot of their players... the players who play for Jamaica. I think Leon Bailey's their best player. Obviously... He didn't want to play in that Nations League semi-final, which was a bit controversial. Obviously, they've got him. They've got Michael Antonio plays for Jamaica as well. You know, they've got quality players, Jamaica. But I do think that they will finish bottom. I think that they're not going to have a good tournament. So, yeah, I've gone for Jamaica to finish fourth. Group C, USA, Uruguay, Panama, and Bolivia. I've gone for Uruguay to finish top. You know, what's his name? Former Leeds manager, Bielsa, is doing a good job at Uruguay. I think Uruguay are a dark horse for this tournament. You know, they've won a lot of the Copa Americas. They've won more than Brazil, I think. Them and Argentina are the two most successful teams in this tournament. Yeah, Uruguay, you know, solid at the back. You know, they're really good defensively. You know, and then going forward, they've got some really quality players. You know, Valverde, Suarez, you know, Suarez probably his last tournament as well, you know, but he's still quality, you know, really good striker still. Obviously, Darwin Nunez as well as Liverpool, you know, if he can turn up, you know, for Uruguay, you know, Uruguay have a good chance of getting far in this tournament. They're the best team in this group. So, yeah, I've gone for Uruguay to finish top. USA, I think, will finish second. USA, you know, a decent squad, you know, the best team in CONCACAF at the moment, you know, beating Mexico on a regular basis after being second best to them for so many years, you know, Greg Holter, you know, a lot of fans are not convinced by him as the USA manager. A lot of USA fans think that he holds them back. You know, it'll be interesting to see if he will still be around for the World Cup in 2026 in the USA, Canada and Mexico. But yeah, I think the USA, they're the second best team in this group. I don't think they'll win it. You know, they may surprise everyone and win this group. I don't think they will. You know, they have got quality players like Reina and they've got Pulisic, obviously, as well. You know, really decent quality. So, yeah, I've gone for them to finish second. Panama, I think, will finish third. I think they're the third best team in this group. You know, I don't know much about Panama. But, yeah, I've gone for them to finish third. I think they'll just do enough to beat Bolivia, but I think they'll just miss out on finishing in second to the USA. I think the USA are better as a team. So, yeah, I've gone for Panama to finish third. And then Bolivia, I think, are going to finish fourth. Bolivia, not a very good team. Worst team in South America. You know, once again, they're doing terribly in qualifying. They always finish bottom of qualifying. They're the worst team in South America. They're the worst team in this tournament, in my opinion, unfortunately, with all due respect to Bolivian fans. But yeah, Bolivia will finish bottom of this group. They're the weakest team. So yeah, Bolivia to finish fourth. And then Group D is Colombia, Brazil, Paraguay, and Costa Rica. I'll nearly put Colombia top, but I'm going to go for Brazil. You know, even though Colombia did beat them in World Cup qualifying recently. But you got to go with Brazil. You know, Brazil, I think, focus more on World Cups than they do on the Copa Americas. But Brazil has so much quality. You can't not go for them. You know, Neymar, obviously, he's ruled out of the tournament. I think with that injury, I could be wrong. But yeah, even without Neymar, they've got so much quality. You know, Vinicius hasn't really proved it for Brazil yet. But if he does what he does for Real Madrid at this tournament, then Brazil will have a good chance of getting far. You know, I think they're probably the second best team behind Argentina in this tournament, to be honest. Yeah, but not just Vinicius. You know, they got Rodrigo, plays for Real Madrid. He's quality. He's a quality player. You know, Bruno Guimaraes, who plays for Newcastle. You know, Paquetá plays is a really good player as well. Plays for West Ham. You know, you got Edison, Alisson. You know, they've got really Marquinhos, even though he is getting on in age. They've got so much quality. Brazil. It's hard not to go for him. You know, Anthony, if he's at the tournament, even though he hasn't been convincing for Man United. You know, Brazil have so much quality. It's hard not to put them top. You know, I think now the only challenge they got in this group is from Colombia. But yeah, Brazil to finish top. Colombia will finish second. Colombia excellent in qualifying for the World Cup. Unbeaten at the moment. Beat Brazil at home, which was a really big result. You know, their best player obviously is Luis Diaz. You know, Estepinian as well. You know, they've got really good quality. Colombia. They're really always Estepinian play for Ecuador. I'm not sure, but yeah, obviously Hanez as well. He's getting on in age, but you know he still plays for Colombia as well. You know, Colombia are a good side. You know, like I said, Diaz, if he turns up, he's the best player in the Colombian team in my opinion. But yeah, Colombia will finish second. Excellent in qualifying for the World Cup. But they're second strongest team in this group. So yeah, I think Colombia could potentially, like Uruguay, be a dark horse to get far in this tournament. They'll finish second. Paraguay, I think, will finish third. You know, Almiron is their best player. Paraguay have got quite a young squad. They're gelling as a team. I think this tournament will come too soon for them. That's why I think they'll finish third. And then I've gone for Costa Rica to finish fourth. You know, Costa Rica are still relying on, like, Joel Campbell, for example. He's 31 now. Again, he's not going to play for much longer for the Costa Rican national team. They've got a good goalkeeper in Navas, but I just think they're the weakest team in this group. I don't see Costa Rica doing well. They didn't do well at the World Cup. Obviously, they got annihilated by Spain in that game, 7-0. So, yeah, Costa Rica, I think, will finish bottom. So, those are my thoughts on the groups. Give me your thoughts and opinions down below. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.